Hi guys, my name is Nihal. Today we're going to talk about exploration. So we're going to start off by actually knowing what exploration is. So there's like a lot of types of explorations, like space, land, air, sea, and deep sea explorations. Those are examples. But you can see that I should start you off by what people did to survive. So people traded spices like ginger, cinnamon, cloves, and other spices. But I told you that, but now what do we do? Now we're gonna go into space exploration. Now, do you know the first man in space? It was Yuri Gagarin is the first man in space. I mean, who's Yuri Gagarin? I can't pronounce it right. Now, I want to tell you that Vasco da Gama found a sea route to Europe to India. That's where I live. I live in India, and Europeans found a way, the first sea route to India. That's sea travel. That's a lot. Now we're going into the deep sea exploration. Now, what are some examples of deep sea exploration or like some other animals? There are like a lot of animals in the deep sea, but how do they survive with no light and the water pressure is like this high? It can squeeze a person it will pancake you. And there are I will tell you some animals that are from the deep sea, and they are anglerfish, goblin shark. If you ever saw a goblin shark, you'll be freaked out. Now let's go to the Europes. So if you know Christopher Columbus and how he traveled to the Americas, I should tell you that he thought he was going to the Indies. He was actually going to the Indies. To India. He accidentally found a route to the Americas and called them the Indians. What the heck? How could they call Americans Indians? That's how Christopher Columbus is, and he traveled in the Santa Maria. You might think, Santa Claus, Santa Maria? In Europe, I think Santa Maria is Santa Claus, but with the Maria. Now, you might be thinking, how did they survive? And we're going into the poles. Now, how did scientists figure out how to survive in a really cold and frigid place? Now, there is some people, and scientists found out that it's really hard living there, but dogs, you can use them, and they are actually but they can trap their heat in their fur. And yes, and scientists thought, if we make fur coats, I think they could trap the heat. And yes, that's what they did. Now we're going to the Africas. The Africas, by that I mean What? Why are you mentioning Africa in an exploration video? And I would be saying, they're the first people. How do you not know that? And you're like, what? I thought the Americans were the first people, but no, it's the Africans. And you're like wondering, how is the Africans? I thought it was some others. And you're like, and I thought the same, but I know now. I thought there was people grew around places, and they each lived in their own countries where they grow up. But they say now that the Indians actually they travel to Asia, North America, South America, Europe, and Australia by boat. Not all of them by boat, because Asia, it was really close, because I think they're connected still by a really thin piece of land. And because I only saw that in maps, and yeah. And now how do you travel underwater and you thought submarines are magical to go underwater, but no. Submarines are really light. I could show you that if you have a rubber ducky, it floats. And when you have a coin, it sinks. There are some objects that sinks and some objects that float. It depends on its density. Or like, how do huge ships float? And you might be wondering, and I say it's air. Air is the reason why things float. And when there's a hole or a leak, the water actually adds pressure. And like when there's like a really tiny hole, it starts to fill up with water and the boat sinks. And why does it sink? The water actually adds pressure to the boat. So yes, there are actually some on the sides there are these things where it fills up with water and goes underwater. And you might be thinking, I thought you get squashed like a pancake under all the way into the Mariana Trench or the Challenger Deep. But the submarine is really, really strong. And I think the water pressure about there is like 84,000. Or it could be less or more. And now, I'm going to be ending the video. And yeah, so bye and hope you enjoy this video. Hope you like and subscribe too. So yeah, the end. Bye. Peace.